arrived at the building. Officials say 2 of the attackers were also killed. Security forces have now regained control of the building. Rival armed groups have been fighting for control of Tripoli. No one has yet claimed responsibility for this attack. Well, Tripoli was relatively calm until 2 weeks ago when violence erupted. Let's get an in-depth look now. I'm joined by the founder of Libya Analysis, Jason Pack. Good to have you with us. So Tripoli, pretty calm and stable until we saw an outbreak of the recent violence a couple of weeks ago. What happened?
Roughly put, there have been 5 stages since Muammar Gaddafi was overthrown in 2011. There were the uprisings where popular forces of different parts of the country all worked separately and overthrew Gaddafi. They never came together. There was a reconstruction phase in 2012, 2013. Oil production came back. Things were going reasonably well. That fell apart into what we call the first Libyan civil war, which started in 2014 when...
So you've got all these different armed factions and the country is awash with weapons, and we never really achieved unity after that. But Tripoli did get a UN-backed government, didn't it?
Right. So after the first civil war period, we have the imposition of the GNA in March 2016 after the December 2015 Skhirat Agreement was signed. And a cartel of 5 militias worked together with that GNA, and they monopolized all the smuggling opportunities and arbitrage opportunities for free petrol and cheaper rates of money. And they kept peace in Tripoli by skimming off the top. Of course, anyone who was excluded has been quite upset, and this was like a cauldron set to boil over. Finally, those militias who were cut out of the deal have tried to strike their revenge, particularly aligning with an offensive from Tarhuna.
So it could be one of these groups that has launched this attack on the National Oil Corporation. I mean, how significant is that?
I don't believe so.
Right.
So these are 2 separate events. The NOC is the one apolitical technocratic institution, and its head, Mustafa Sanallah, is the most respected man in Libya, precisely because he doesn't have a political persona. He merely wants to increase the wealth that comes to Libyans by increasing oil production. It's likely that ISIS or a similar jihadi group would have been the one who attacked the NOC, just like they attacked the HNEC, the Higher National Elections Commission, earlier this year. And fortunately, Engineer Sanallah was not injured in this attack because he's really the glue that holds Libya together, the ability to deal with foreign counterparties, produce oil, and create the wealth which Libyans need.
Okay, so he's an important figure. The National Oil Corporation, though, we've been told the headquarters are pretty badly damaged. What will it mean for Libya if oil production is disrupted again? So
the explosion on the headquarters doesn't necessarily affect production. Production is, so long as the terminals are working and people are not boycotting the oil ports, that should run. Sanallah is important symbolically. Even though oil production is at a peak now of over 1 million barrels a day, there are blackouts in Tripoli. There's even a water shortage. Diesel is so expensive for running people's homes and things like this. All of that relates to the struggle for control of the economic smuggling opportunities, and essentially, it's no longer an ideological battle in Libya. It's between different mafias and cartels who want to control the broken, corrupt aspect of the Libyan state for their own personal benefit. I hope the international community can see what the drivers of this conflict are and pivot from imposing a political solution in elections towards working out the economic drivers of the conflict and trying to undo subsidies.
That's great analysis. Thank you very much indeed, Jason. Jason Pack there.
Pleasure.
Now, a suicide bomber has killed at least 6 people in Mogadishu after detonating a car bomb outside a government building. Officials